What's up, everybody? How we doing? Today we have why 3 a.m. is the darkest hour. 10 shocking facts about 3 a.m. Back in community college, I had a professor that would always say, nothing good happens after 3 a.m. And for the most part, he's right. Either fights are going on in the bars, car accidents happen, something just always happens. Like, it just seems like when people are out late, something bad always happens. But when it pertains to the paranormal, what is it about 3 a.m. that makes it so damn eerie and mysterious? Well, let's find out, alright?
Ultimate Fact presents 10 fascinating facts about the Devil's Hour, 3 a.m.
Ooh, I didn't know it was
Have you
called
ever
that.
wondered why you always seem to wake up at 3 a.m.? This is known
Not
as
really.
the Devil's Hour, or in folklore, the Witching Hour, which is believed to be the time of night when most supernatural events occur.
Oh,
In
Lord.
Hamlet by Shakespeare, the bard wrote, "'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out."
Is that a
Urban
fact?
legends and sinister tales of the Devil's Hour can be found in Anglo-American, Native American, and Hispanic culture. But
Oh,
what is it about this hour that both
get that Ouija
fascinates
board out of here.
and frightens us? There are many sides to the Devil's Hour, as the explanations are a divide of both science and evil. Before we begin, click that like button to inspire us. Moreover, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to be inspired by this type of ultimate fact.
Inspired. I'm creeped out.
Satanic significance.
Oh, shit.
The Devil's Hour being 3 a.m. is considered significant, as it's the opposite hour to the death of Christ. The Bible reads that Jesus Christ
Really?
was placed on the cross at 9 a.m., and darkness covered the land from noon until Jesus' death at 3 p.m., when he cried out, "It is finished." Therefore, 3 a.m. is a significant sign of the devil and dark entities, because the time is flipped to mock Jesus, much like when a cross is turned upside down, which is often featured in many horror films of the satanic persuasion.
I didn't
The
even know
number
that.
3 is also regarded as a holy number within Christianity in reference to the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So if you do find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., then it's
kinda
widely
bad.
believed that the devil just paid you a direct visit.
Shit. The devil paid me a direct visit. I didn't ask for his visit. The only reason I wake up at 3 a.m. is to drink some water because I am thirsty as hell and I need to hydrate. That's the only reason.
Practice of witchcraft. The term the witching hour was coined in 1560 by Pope Pius IV.
Pope
A trend in
Pius.
witch hunting had begun as people were unable to understand why diseases were so rife and decided to blame the practice of witchcraft. This prompted
that's
widespread
logical.
panic and suspicion as people turned in those that they assumed were practicing the dark arts.
Man,
It was believed
let me tell y'all something right now. I'm sorry, but this shit right here,
assumed
hold
were
on.
practicing the dark.
Don't mess with that. Don't do it. Save yourself the trouble and the headache. Do not mess with an Ouija board. I stay far away from this kind of stuff.
arts. It was believed that witchcraft was mostly practiced during the witching hour, as their powers were greater then. During the 16th to 18th centuries, more than an estimated 60,000 people were executed during the witch trials.
Ooh.
The Old Testament book of Exodus clearly states, "Thou shalt not permit a sorceress to live." And those accused would be killed either by burning at the stake, hanging, or beheading. Dunking was also a method used during this time where an accused person would be submerged in water, and those who sank were considered innocent, whereas those who floated were most certainly a witch. Now we have become more educated in regards to witchcraft. The witching hour became known as the Devil's Hour.
Bro, you telling me if I sink, that means that... Wait, let me rewind that, because that just made no sense to me at all. Hold up.
Time where an accused person would be submerged in water, and those who sank were considered innocent, whereas those who floated were most certainly a witch.
The fuck? What kind of logic is that? I float to the top and I'm considered a witch. Hey, bro, he a witch. What do you mean? Maybe I can swim. What are you talking about? Maybe I could just float, bro. You telling me if I sink to the bottom and die? Oh, he was definitely not a witch. He was actually a human being. He had no involvement in dark arts. Are you kidding me? What kind of logic is that?
Witch. Now we have become more educated in regards to witchcraft. The witching hour became known as the Devil's Hour.
Damn.
Amityville Horror.
Ooh, I've seen this movie.
One of the most infamous horror stories in the world is based on real-life tragic events. At 3 a.m. on November 13, 1974, Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr. shot his mother, father, and 4 siblings with a .35 caliber Marlin lever-action rifle while they slept in their beds. At 6 p.m. the same day, he walked into a local bar and screamed, "You gotta help me! I think my mother and father are shot." The murders took place at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, Long Island, which is now known as the Amityville Whorehouse. The events surrounding the murders were unusual, as the neighbors heard no gunshots and none of his family members woke when the first shots were fired. Also, every family member was laid face down in their beds, and there was no sign of a struggle.
What? Bro, if I hear a shotgun go off in my house, I'm awake. I'm up. Let's go, move. I'm up, and I'm probably out the door. I don't understand that. I mean, I'm not a deep sleeper in the slightest. The fucking ice maker could go off in my kitchen. I'm like, the hell is that? Who trying to get me? Who's lurking? I'm not trying to get got. That's ridiculous, man.
The murders reinstated the belief of 3 a.m. being the hour of the devil, as DeFeo told detectives he had previously heard voices in his head and was in a trance-like state, explaining, "Once I started, I just couldn't stop. It went so fast." DeFeo was found guilty of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
He wasn't executed?
The Legend of La Mala Hora.
An
Urban legend from New Mexico, known as La Mala Hora, is translated as the evil hour or the bad hour. La Mala Hora is the legend of how at 3 a.m. an evil spirit appears to haunt lonely travelers at night. She has the appearance of an old woman with a demon's face.
I'm not ever traveling at night.
If you're enough to meet her, it is said that a loved one of yours will soon die. Those who travel in isolated areas in the countryside are warned that they will likely come across her scary presence. It's believed the origin of the haunting legend was to scare anyone off traveling alone late at night and act as a warning. La Mala Hora, stalking places on the outskirts under the blanket of night, is also symbolic that the supernatural lurks at these boundaries, especially around the hour of 3 a.m.
I don't need to know this, man. First of all, you're never going to see me walk home by myself at night at 3 a.m. It's just not going to happen, people. There's just so much stuff that goes on at 3 a.m.
You're going to take your nuts after this video. After this video, you're going to take your balls.
I mean, besides the creepy stuff, but people are always up to no good, I feel like, at late hours, you know? I can get shot, robbed, kidnapped, and just beat the fuck up for no reason, you know? You never know who you're going to run into. If you're coming home from a party, don't walk alone. That's just my 2 cents.
Ray Bradbury Novel.
Who?
Ray Bradbury's 1962 novel, Something Wicked This Way Comes, tells the tale of a mysterious carnival leader named Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark is a malevolent being and feeds off the life of those he enslaves.
Lovely.
In the novel, there is a reference to the sinister power of 3 a.m. Doctors say the body is at low tide then. The soul is out. The blood moves slow. You're the nearest to dead you'll ever be, save dying. Sleep is a patch of death, but 3 in the morn, full wide-eyed staring, is living death. The novel also states that more people die in hospitals at 3 a.m. than any other hour, which reaffirmed people's belief that this was the most sinister of all hours. Although it's unproven, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration confirmed that most drunk driving accidents, around 55%, occur between midnight and 3 a.m.
Exactly.
Sleep maintenance insomnia. Waking up during the devil's hour can also mean that you might be suffering from sleep insomnia due to the melatonin levels in your body.
Or I'm thirsty.
Those who suffer from the condition commonly find themselves being roused from sleep between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. It is also linked to depression amongst adults, which is why waking at this time might leave you feeling in a state of doom, and that's where those haunting feelings come from. It's advised staying away from caffeine and other stimulants, exercising regularly, and eating sensibly will all help towards getting you through the night without a disturbed sleep. Heightened empathy and stress. It turns out that if you believe in ghosts, or if you're known for attracting more paranormal activity, then you're more caring than others. Studies explored the difference between those who have had paranormal experiences and those who either don't believe or haven't had the experience. Those who had the experience with the supernatural scored higher when it comes to measuring empathy. Other reasons why you might be experiencing apparitions at night could be down to the brain being triggered by stress, which creates altered sensations.
Shit.
This also explains why many widows experience ghostly visits from their lost loved ones, because they have been through extreme stress and despair. When you wake shaken in the middle of the night and your eyes dart around the dark room, it's likely you will catch something sinister as your mind is frantic with stress.
I can't ever say that I've been this stressed before, but listen, when you're a YouTuber, you stress out pretty frequently because you want things to work and you want to be successful. But if I ever get to a point where I'm stressing so much that I'm seeing stuff that's not there, I need some help, because it's just, that's pretty crazy and that's pretty scary if you ask me.
The 3 a.m. challenge viral trend.
Oh, this was a
The
trend?
Devil's Hour spawned an internet trend that witnessed many content creators uploading spooky videos featuring the 3 a.m. challenge.
Oh, no.
The idea was to wake up during this hour with the hopes to capture on camera some form of paranormal activity.
Why?
Videos either featured creators that sat up scared at this time or others who would pull pranks to scare those who shared their homes. During the height of this trend, parents were shocked to find that children as young as 5 years old would participate in the late night challenge. Search engine data found that the peak interest in this challenge was between May and August of 2017. Like many trends online, it soon calmed down, but likely left a lot of terrified kids behind.
I bet.
Children and adolescents have a higher likelihood of seeing ghosts, as their perception is much different from that in adults due to heightened imagination.
Right.
The 8-hour sleep.
That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Historian Roger Ekirch had a very different explanation for the Devil's Hour, yet certainly more scientific. His 16-year-long research into sleep discovered that the idea of an 8-hour sleep is a very modern trend, as our ancestors would sleep at 2 different times of the day. Many decades ago, we would sleep 2 hours after dusk, then awake for 1 or 2 hours before falling back asleep again. Instead of laying in bed, peeking out from under our blankets in the hopes that a ghost or a demon wouldn't come along and snatch us up, we would get up and be active. Activities during this time range from reading, writing, praying, or copulating with your partner in bed. In the 16th century France, it was advised that this was the best time of night to conceive. The 2 periods of sleep in a day pattern is also apparent in the early English ballad, Old Robin of Portingale, that reads, "And at the wakening of your first sleep, you shall have a hot drink made, and at the wakening of your next sleep, your sorrows will have a slake."
Oh, man.
Electromagnetic field.
That's interesting.
Roger Ekirch's research also found that we were more likely to wake during the night due to domestic appliances rather than paranormal activity. Cell phones, TVs, stereos, and air conditioners all emit a wireless energy known as EMF.
Can I just say that this music is like just creeping me out?
Or electromagnetic field, and many of these we sleep right next to. The light on our cell phone slows down the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that controls our sleep cycle. Many of us will be staring at our phone screens late at night, reducing our melatonin, and then left wondering why we aren't experiencing a well night's rest.
Oh, man.
The use of electronic devices late into the night also keeps your brain alert, so you will be more likely to see that strange shadow dart across your room and believe something is there when it's likely not. Many ghost hunters use an EMF meter to determine if something from the paranormal is present. Unexplained fluctuations on the meter determine whether you're in a hot spot for ghostly activity or not. Have you ever had any fascinating facts like this about the Devil's Hour? Please let us know in the comments section. That is all for now. Like always, if you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and leave.
Dangerous birds ever? Oh my god. Shocking stories from magic mirrors and crystal balls of the future. 18 people who were incredibly lucky. Definitely an interesting challenge that I gotta probably react to some more. This was a very interesting video because I've always wondered about the 3 a.m. thing. Like, why is it that 3 a.m. is so eerie and mysterious, you know? But these are some of the things that I kind of already heard of before. Some things I didn't really know about, but it's really, you know, intriguing to me that some of the stuff has a lot to do with like satanic stuff. Satanic, right? Satanic, you know, different rituals, you know, witchcraft, like the devil, like, you know, it's just weird stuff, man. I can't really say that most of this stuff is 100% factual, but you know, I'm a Christian, so I have to really think about maybe, yeah, this might be true, you know? So it's kind of interesting, you know? I don't really wake up at 3 a.m. that much at all. Whenever I wake up, it's like probably before 3 a.m. or like after 4 a.m. So it's like I miss it all the time, which is good. But whenever I wake up at this kind of hour, it's like I'm thirsty, I'm hungry for some reason, you know? And I'm just not really, and I go back to sleep. So it's not like I wake up and like, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, oh man, what's up, demons? It's your boy. I don't really think about stuff like that. I'll like check my phone and just wake up at like 9 o'clock and we all good, man. No demons over here. But I don't know. Let me know if you've experienced any type of paranormal activity at 3 a.m. I'll love to hear your stories. But until next time, everybody, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back with some more reactions. Peace.